Gosh, you think with all the critical reviews about this movie, you'd think that this movie would have murdered everyone's firstborn child. Borderlands released this past weekend in 2024 and is directed by Eli Roth, who's also directed such films like Cabin Fever, Hostel Part 2, The Green Inferno, and the Keanu Reeves threesome movie Knock Knock. And this film is reluctantly starring Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Edgar Ramirez, Ariana Greenblatt, Florian Munteau, Gina Gershon, Jamie Lee Curtis, and the voice of Jack Black. Borderlands follows a reluctant group of friends, heroes, people, basically, who are all out to get this character called Tiny Tina, who apparently has the ability to unlock something called the Vault, which houses unlimited power, so of course evil corporational people want the Vault for themselves. But through a whole bunch of side missions and adventures and some poorly constructed fight scenes, this reluctant band of misfits and explosive enthusiasts and weird people with clown masks come together and become friends. Yeah, I mean, I'm not wrong. So this movie, I think, is famous for debuting with several different critics' reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just a wonderful website, by the way. Debuting with a 0% proven Rotten Tomatoes score, which for a film with this type of budget, this type of CGI, and this type of story, this existing IP, and with an existing fan base like this, is not the best. Usually you would save like a 0% score for a student film or an indie film that has no budget and no craftsmanship at all for such movies basically like Human Zoo, in my opinion. But I know a lot of people out there look at the Rotten Tomatoes scores, and when they see that 0, they think, oh, there is nothing great about that movie. No, that is not what the Rotten Tomato critic score means. It just means that out of all of the critics that have posted and published their reviews, 0 of them gave it a favorable score. It doesn't mean that they all gave it 0 out of 10 or 0 out of 5 or whatever. It just meant that maybe all 10 of them or 20 of them at the start gave it maybe a 59%, which according to Rotten Tomatoes is a failing grade. But for those of you that have gone to school and have taken tests, even though if you get a 59% or a 50% on your test, that doesn't mean you got all the answers wrong. You just got enough wrong to where the basis for all of the standardized tests of the educational system deems it a failing grade. And that's what happened with this movie. Everyone looked at that 0 and went, oh, there's nothing great about this movie. And that's absolutely not true. I think there are some okay things about this film. If I was just starting my movie viewing journey of my life and I've never seen a lot of films before and I watched this movie, I think I would be entertained, and I would be entertained by the story, and I would get behind these characters, and I would think it's pretty cool. The problem, though, being a professional YouTuber and a professional movie reviewer here on YouTube, is that I've seen a lot of these sci-fi tropes, a lot of these sci-fi script points before multiple times. And let me put this out there too. I have not played the video game Borderlands. I haven't watched anyone play it on Twitch or streaming. I don't have any friends that I've watched play it. I have absolutely no knowledge of what this IP is, so I completely missed all of the references in here. I don't know who these characters are or what makes them all quirky. So I'm going at this completely behind the filmmaking and the movie watching realm. From the moment we get that opening monologue by Cate Blanchett, who just seems like she wants to be there so badly, I knew exactly why critics were giving this a failing grade, because this story, this film, has been done so many different times before. We open up and they're on the world of Pandora. How many sci-fi films are we going to see where the action takes place on a planet called Pandora? I am sick of it. But things are bad on Pandora, but apparently there is a prophecy. And I love how that's just the go-to thing with any sci-fi adventure, that, oh, someone prophesized that someone will be born who can do the thing to stop the thing, to save the thing, trademark. And whenever I hear that there is a prophecy, I want to know, okay, who made this prophecy? What credibility does said person have to be making prophecies? Because there are a billion Karens out there in the world who make prophecies all the time, and they speak to their managers, and they prophesize the downfall of all of the businesses because they didn't get their Starbucks coffee ahead of someone, okay? There are a lot of prophesizers out there. So in the opening minutes, I'm already feeling like, okay, this is just gonna be rinse and repeat. But we also have the trope here when it comes to a sci-fi group adventure film that we have these unwilling heroes not wanting to be part of a team, but because they're all going after the same thing, they kind of just automatically bunch up and become friends and work well together. It just seems like no one's having fun doing that. Cate Blanchett is delivering this dialogue and has this terrible wig on and is doing all of these action stunts. I'm sure she has several stunt doubles, so she's not doing all of the stuff. But she definitely has the majority of screen time on this movie, and it looks like she doesn't want it at all. But you know what? I'm sure she got paid handsomely for it. You know the movie is not great when the best actor that's on screen is Kevin Hart, in my opinion. Usually Kevin Hart is always going after the comedic bits and the long rants, and yeah, he has some funny lines in here, but for the most part, he was actually pretty stoic and actually very serious and portrayed a serious soldier, in my opinion, quite well. I was actually pretty shocked at his performance. But you know it's a mess when that is the best thing. And that's just that. This film is not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just kind of a scrambled mess, and it feels like it's trying to be something that it's not. And with that, I mean, I'm pretty sure that this film was supposed to be rated R. The director is Eli Roth, for God's sakes. I wouldn't be shocked if when this film is going to streaming or to physical media, Blu-ray, 4K, that there is going to be a director's cut or a video game Borderlands cut or something, where it's going to be rated R and all of the fight scenes that we get in here are going to be extended, because there are fight scenes in here where a character will be like, oh, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, remember me, and will go off, and we don't see that fight scene, and the characters run away, and they do their thing, and then like 5 minutes later we go back, and we see all these bodies on the ground, and someone is like under the bodies. The fight has already happened. I'm like, really? I'm pretty sure something was shot there, but to cut this down on time and to make this PG-13, some of the bloody fight scenes are definitely cut. I guarantee it. If that was not the case, then yeah, this film was doomed from the start. Plus the CGI, for it being 2024, you can definitely see, like, yep, that's a green screen. That's a green screen. Oh, and hey, look, there's another green screen. I feel like I have a more broader, willing suspension of disbelief than most people out there when they see CGI or bad CGI. I allow my brain to say, like, okay, this is a sci-fi futuristic planet. This is not actually going on. So yes, of course there's going to be a green screen. Of course things are going to look fake because it's all CGI. But even with that, for me, I was like, okay, that's a green screen, people. You guys have shelled out so much money towards this thing. I think we can make that look better. Borderlands is, like what I said, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. All these people out there who are saying it's the worst movie of the year, I don't think you have watched as many movies that I have and the type of movies that I have this year, just coming from an honest opinion. But I think I am going to join the ranks and not give it a favorable grade because, yeah, there's a lot of improvement that this film needed. And at the end of the day, I just wasn't caring about anything that was going on in the film because I have seen all of these things before in other sci-fi adventures, and the cast didn't look like they were having fun. And if the people who are making the film are not having fun, how can you expect the audience, who's paying their hard-earned money to watch said people not have fun, how can you expect us to have fun? I'm going to give Borderlands 2 out of 5 Blu-rays. So guys, if you've seen Borderlands, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.